Hopefully the stream doesn't fail this time, but welcome back to Formula Sim Series for round number 4 around the Japanese Grand Prix. Hello everyone, my name is IRT Indigo, also known as Jamie Morris, and I'm joined today by a special guest, which is Phoenix.
Good evening everyone, my name is Phoenix, co-commentator today. I'm excited to be here as it's my first time, and I'm also excited to see how the drivers do today, the 4th race of the season at Japanese Grand Prix. Back to you, Jamie.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of drivers out to the circuit. Let me just adjust my volume a bit, it's a bit too loud. Yeah, there we go, that's much better now. So there's a lot of drivers then close to each other as they all prepare for their first flying lap around here in Suzuka. This could be very interesting. The only figure 8 circuit around this calendar, and it will be back here in the 2022 race, I think in a few months' time. And first off, we've got Jensen there on a flying lap. They're making his way towards the final 2 corners. His teammate, I believe, is right behind us, and Alfa Romeo there too, splitting them. But here comes Jensen then, about to start his first flying lap. DRS enabled then for this long straight. Only one DRS enabled here, like in Imola. And now we head down towards turn number 1 then. Flick it in around the 50-metre ball, flat out to the first corner, then gradually getting slower throughout the second corner. In 5th gear, hold it in 5th gear, use the throttle to rotate the car, use all the exit curve, going into turn number 3 then, hitting the curves there, into 6th gear. You can see there a lot of commitment, a lot of speed going into there, a lot of trust and faith in the car as well. You can see the back end of the car, and he's lost the rear end of the car, I'm about to say, and that's the commentator's curve from that, saying a lot of trust in the car, but unfortunately he has dropped it on the exit.
Now we're back on Kai, heading into turn 1 and 2, see how he does. A bit wide around turn 2, on the exit. Heading into turn 3, hits the curb well. Same for turn 4 and 5. And turn 6, some yellow flags, got an Alpine in the way. Heading into turn...
I think that's 7, that Dunlop. I'm not quite sure, but it should be.
Yeah.
Now we're going into the Degda 1, and now Degda 2. Get out of the way very nicely to that traffic, but we're going to head into the hairpin then, and one of the slowest corners on the track. Into first gear he goes, but up to third immediately down the exit, and gets a decent exit, no signs of wheel spin, because it's very easy to lose the car through traction. And now we're heading towards Spoon, and let's see how he takes this double on the left-hander. You can see plenty of cars in the way. It looks like a board has been taken out as well. As you can see, plenty of track there on the exit, runs it out wide. And we'll get a decent slipstream then. Simon sets the first lap of a 29.6, beaten by Raikki by 1 second, and he goes to 28.6, so decent first lap there as Tom into P2, Frankie in P3, and we've got Kai there making his way towards the final 2 corners. Bit of traffic might distract him a little bit, taking a lot of curb on the edge towards the last 2 corners. Gets a decent exit, you can see the massive wheel spin, and he makes his way towards the line. It's a 28.9.
Third place.
Decent lap time for him despite that mistake, so plenty of time to be found. You can see there's traffic all over the show.
The start straight.
Not ideal, is it, whatsoever?
No. Joe headed into turn 1 and 2, let's see what he can do in his first lap. Ooh, big traffic ahead.
Could be a lot of complaints. There'll be a lot of complaints after this qualifying session.
Yeah. Joey seems to be having a good first sector here. Let's see what he can do. 32.596 here for the first sector for Joey. Oh, he's gone deep into the gravel.
Oh, you can see the massive wheel spin, and unfortunately that lap time is ruined there from Joey. He is getting used to the wheel, but that did look like a decent first sector from Joey there. Unfortunately unfolded in that second deck though, just kind of a bit too much speed. It's a bit tricky one, that first and second deck, because you carry a lot of speed into the first one, and you have to go to slow down a lot in the second one, and unfortunately that just caught him out there. But expected people to struggle around those parts of the track, possibly the exit at Dunlop as well, because that can be quite difficult there. But hopefully Joey can get a lap time on the board for him. But currently Raikki is leading the way ahead of Tom, about separated by under 2 tenths, and Kezizo in P3, Rowan in P4, Aries in P5, Frankie and Kaya, the 2 Haas boys in P6 and P7. They've been close quite this season, but I think in the Monza Grand Prix, Kaya might have had a problem. I'm not quite sure the late stages of the race, because they were close together. Maybe the safety car ruined his strategy. I'm not quite sure, but Frankie won the race last time, breaking Tom's race victories. He will had 2 wins in a row, but unfortunately got taken away from him because he got hit by an AlphaTauri in the last race. I think that was Jensen, and it ended his 3rd potential win in a row. But can he reclaim it in this 4th race in Suzuka?
Oh, McLaren of Zane set a purple first sector.
Zane, here he is then, on a lap time coming out the hairpin. Then let's see what he can do as he makes his way towards the right-handed. You just want to take the tightest line to minimise the distance as much as you can. And now we head towards Spoon, flick it in after 50-metre board, hit the inside curb. And in the second one here, you just want to carry the speed as much as you can and get on the throttle immediately then, coming out that corner using the exit curve as well. Now, onto this long straight. Here we go then as we make our way above the crossroads. Going into 130R, I think it's flat out through here, which it should be, and it is. And now he's making his way towards the final two corners, braking at the 50-metre board. Can he get it slowed down? Yes, he can. Hitting the curb, using a lot of it to try and get the best out of that laps if he can. And now Zayn is making his way towards the line. Can he get near his teammate? And it's P6 for the McLaren driver for Zayn.
Wow, lots of traffic in and out onto start-finish straight. Let's see if it makes any crashes. Oh, yellow flags.
Yellow flags everywhere, and I just think there's a lot of people on their out laps, so I think that's the reason why people just slow it down on their out laps. But let's see who's going to go for the next flight. We've got our big contenders coming out of the pit lane already with 10 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. Remember, in this qualifying session you get 4 sets of tyres if you want to use all 4, of course, if you want to save one of them for a race, because there can be safety cars that can occur around this circuit, plenty of them, because it's so easy to make a mistake. That's if you do crash into barriers, because there's plenty of runoff areas as well. So if you do crash into barriers, what's happened there?
Jensen set a purple first sector, heading into the hairpin.
Let's have a look there.
Traffic ahead of him.
It's 32.4 for Jensen.
Ooh, bit of wheel spin. Heading up the Spoon, lots of traffic. Aston Martin. Up the Spoon, let's see what he can do. Just after 50-metre board, hitting the curb tight. Trying to get it hooked up around the corner. Seems to be a good exit so far. Let's see what we can do in the long straight, even up to 130R. Let's see what he can do. Got lots of traffic ahead of him though. Let's see if that will hold him up. Ooh, very close there. Hits the curb nice and tight, lots of curb. On the exit, let's see if he gets any wheel spin. No, seems to be pretty well. Heading up to the finish line and see what he does. P7 for Jensen.
Seemed like a decent lap time for Jensen there as he finally gets his first lap time on the board after he made a mistake on that last one, but can he improve on a 29.2? He gets up ahead of both Hasses, who are both on the lap time, Frankie and Kaya, but where are our main contenders? Jensen, Ranky and Tom. Tom's coming towards the end of the first sector, coming up Dunlop, and now his first set is going to be a 32.2, 2 tenths up in that first sector, so on a big flyer here is Tom, looking to take pole position away from Ranky. Plenty of yellow flags and plenty of cars on the circuit as well, so lots of entertainment here as he goes down to second gear, or shifts to third, gets a decent exit with no wheel spin. That's the main crucial point, otherwise you lose a lot of time on this straight before you hit Spoon. And now let's see then as he makes his way towards Spoon, how attacking this left-hander. You want to carry a lot of speed, gets close to, not as close as you would have wanted towards the first part of Spoon. You can see they're hesitant on the entry towards the second part of Spoon. Didn't really get the best turning point or the best line through there, so I think he's lost a lot of time as Ranky then extends his advantage.
28.4.
And
Tom comes up around 130R. Let's see what he can do. Let's see if he can find those 4 tenths that he needs to be put on pole. Bit wide. Oh, he's
wow.
Close.
Yeah, I think he went to the pit lane in frustration there. He was 1 tenth up in the middle sector, but decided to abandon that lap because he knows there's plenty of lap time left in his pocket to try and get rid of.
Stages of Rowan head into the final corner. Oh no, he's boxing too. He's given up on his lap as well.
Tomasetto has got into P3, and nice there for AlphaTauri representing Honda, so good lap time there from the AlphaTauri to put himself on the second row ahead of Kazizel then. So his first appearance here in the first 4 races we had. And what's happened there?
Crazy almost lost it on the exit of the 2 tight right-handers. Lots of wheel spin, laps invalid.
Take the 1 and take the 2.
Joey. Spin for Joey in the first sector on the gravel. Oh,
another
he's won again.
Exit at Dunlop, that is.
Yeah. Oh, wide for LRB. Oh my god. Trappy Formula heading into the pits, lost his front wing.
And Ryan there on a lap time, the Dutchman in the Red Bull, and he improves on his first sector, but that's not a representative lap time, so hopefully he can get a lap time on the board. But Kazizo has just popped himself up into P2.
P2.
Yeah.
The 28.5, 1/10 of person in first, which is Reiki.
Good lap time there for Kaz.
To get pole.
I think he knows he's got it, but he just messed up the entry towards the second part of Spoon. So there's plenty of lap times to be found from Tom there, but hopefully he can find that lap time to try and take back pole. But it's currently Reiki who's on pole, and can he remain there? He's got under a 10th advantage ahead of Kazizo. He's quicker than him by 700, so he's got that advantage. And look at that, it's so close between third and fifth, separated by a few hundreds between third and fifth place. But it's quite close between those guys. But our main competitors then are in the pit lane. And what's Aries doing on his lap time? There he is then, as he makes his way towards the second part of Spoon. I don't think is he on a lap time? I'm not quite sure. I don't think he is on a lap time. His second, no, he's not on a lap time. So he'll be head back in the pit lane.
15th. Went a couple of tenths quicker that lap. Good lap from him.
That's lap time.
In the pit now. Oh wait, no, we got Zane on lap. Just came out of Spoon. Heading up to 130R. Seems to be on a lap. He does 130R pretty well. Keeps it nice and tight for lap time. And it's the final two corners. Let's see what he can do. Lots of curve. See if he gets a good exit. Ooh, lots of wheel spin. Where does he go? Stays in P7.
Yeah, unfortunately did not improve on the lap time, did Zayn. He lost a lot of time. He did find the time in the middle sector. He lost some time in the first, gained it back in the middle, and lost it in the third. So unfortunately there, Rowan had a massive mistake into turn number one. He just went too wide, and unfortunately there has invalidated that lap time, so possibly carried a bit too much speed. And it's cost him a lot, but it's only the first corner, so he should have plenty of fuel left to go for the lap time and the tyre life as well, if he does back off, because it doesn't look like he's backing off either. So taking the life out of those tyres, but depending on how much time he's got, if he wants to come back in the pit lane and stick on that last Brando set. He did go 100s quicker in the first sector, so he's still continuing despite invalidating the lap time. And there's yellow flags everywhere. I can't even see how much time. There's 4 minutes and 10 seconds left, so I think he can come back in the pit lane and stick on that last set of the soft compound tyres.
Spun in the first sector.
Simon
seems to be back on the circuit now. I think he was on a lap. I think he might have spun. Not too sure.
He hasn't done one lap on those tyres. Hasn't done one lap on those tyres, so he has made a mistake, like you said. So still got plenty of lap time to try and rectify that and see how many positions he can gain. So one driver, which is Trappy Formula in P17, hasn't set a lap time, so he's still in the pit lane. Hopefully he can get a lap time on the board. LFR drivers in the chat represented Root Huller, who's currently in P9, and the Aston Martin. So Jay Wizzy and Marnix are in the chat representing him. As to see some support from LFR, but our main rivals are in the pit lane. Saying that though, Reiki has just came out of the circuit, so we'll see what he does then in the McLaren. It's going to be very interesting to see if he can extend that advantage. Early. You think?
Yeah. I think he could have gone at least 30 seconds, but it seems like everyone's now coming out the pits.
It could be a case, Felix, of him thinking about it valid to that first lap and always has that second lap because he's got enough time to do so. That's probably a reason why he's gone out early in comparison to other people. We've got Tom coming out now. We've got Tom Assetto coming out. Frankie Root Hullett are coming out of the pit lane as well. So it's going to be very interesting towards these late stages of qualifying to see who could take pole position with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go on the clock. Will it be Reiki? Will it be Tom? Can it be Kazizo? Or will it be anybody else? As Aries and Tom Assetto got it in themselves to try and take pole positions. We'll see. What about Frankie, our last week's race winner at the Monza Grand Prix? Can he snatch pole position? Because both Hassans have been on form this season, but they're currently down in P8 and P11 then, so let's see if he can improve on those lap times as Dara has joined the session then to complete 18 drivers, and let's see if he's got that one lap to try and get himself as high up the order as possibly can. It's going to be very difficult with only one lap. So is Chappie Formula. Chappie Formula is still in the pit lane, so I'm not quite sure if he's got a qualifying ban, if he's just staying in there, because I'm not quite sure if he got himself in an incident last week, but that's probably why he's... Oh, he's coming out the outlap, so... but we're going to concentrate on Mikey then, and let's see what he can do.
Most of the people are on an outlap now. Seems like Tomasetto is on a lap as well, owns the first sector. Lots of traffic ahead of him.
Go on board with Tomasetto first, as you said, he's on a lap, and there he is then. I did see a lot of cars in his way. There's one more car in his way which he gets out of the way, which is a Williams, and it's 400s up in the first sector, so good showing there from Tomasetto. Can he keep it together in this second part of Degner 2? Yes, he can. Decent exit there, coming into the hairpin, breaking a straight line, down into third gear we go. Keep as tight as the entry as you possibly can, then bring it out wide. Then upshifted to fourth gear, no wheel spin on the exit, so decent, perfect exit there from Tomasetto then, as he makes his way towards Spoon, as the left Mercedes gets out the way. Coming into this double left-hander here, let's see how he takes it. Into sixth gear we go, and into the second part of Spoon there, stays in fifth gear, gets on the throttle as quickly as he can while the car is straight up, using plenty of the exit curve then. On the straight we go towards the 130R, that's a car in the way, get out of the way. Oh, 2/10 up there in the middle sector from Tomasetto. Got up a bit of a slipstream, but there's an Alfa Romeo who's in the way. He's not going to back off this time because he's going for a lap time himself, so that's going to compromise Tomasetto. But is that going to, how much time is going to compromise? Let's see where Tomasetto can go as he makes his way towards the line. It's a 28.5 and he pops himself into P3. Like, nice one from Tomasetto there. Where is Tom? There he is.
He did give up on his lap. He backed off. I think he made a mistake in the first sector. It's now going for a lap now.
And keep an eye on Tom because he's 2/10 up in the first sector. This is where he made a mistake last time round.
Price is out. We got a spin from Jensen in the second sector.
Unfortunately there for Jensen, but keep an eye on Tom then, because Tom finally got it right in Spoon, and he's 3/10 up. Is this 3/10 going to be enough to try and dethrone Reiki from pole position then, as we make our way towards the final two corners? Can he take that pole? Going to keep it nice and clean in these final few corners here. Easy to lose traction. Root Huller has got into P4, but can Tom take pole? Yes, he can, with a 28.3 ahead of Shizu Reiki. It's a Shizu 1-2-3 as well for good measure, but Tom then has taken pole in the last moment.
Reiki's down by a 10th.
And he's invalidated too.
Mistake. He's given up. He's invalidated it and he's retired on the track.
I think that's allowed because he was the last one to cross the line. But Aries then has made his way towards the final two corners. He is a few hundreds up. Can he try and take the second row away or get closer to the front? Here we go then.
Here. He's a 10th up.
Who?
Kai. P3.
Kai. Yeah, Kazuto. Let's have a look then. Oh, lose massive wheel spin and he explodes.
Big mistake there.
A costly mistake. Could have been a pole, and that's unfortunate there from Kazuto, but he does start P3 then. And what about Rowan in P7? What can he do? 2/10 up. Can he get himself further up the grid as he makes his way towards the line? And it's going to be P7. And he did lose a bit of time in the last sector there. What about Simon?
And he stays P14. That's it, I think. And Tomasetto's in the pits.
Wow, that was an interesting qualified session there. Tom, at the very last moment, pulled it out of the bag to take pole position away. And made a mistake on his second lap, but corrected it in the final lap to try and take pole away with a 28.3 ahead of Reiki in P2. We're set up for an interesting race, aren't we, Felix?
Yes, indeed. Let's get to see how Tom performs on the start with Kai and the McLaren in second. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how we do because they've seemed very close together. Just separated by below a 10th for P1 and P2.
Separated by thousands between Tomasetto and Kazuto as well. It's going to be a very interesting race between those guys, and Kazuto then showing good pace around here at the Japanese Grand Prix. I know he hasn't had the best of races this season, but can he finally make amends and try and claw his way back? And fortunately there, both houses, P10 and P11, the stars of last week and this season are in P10 and P11, so they're not going well for them, but can they find the race pace to try and get their way back to the field? Can Frankie take his second win of the season from P10, or can Tom take his third win of the season from P1? Can we have a new winner this week? Let's see.
We will see.
as we move on then for the 27 lap race around here at the there's no formation lap, of course, so these drivers are going to have to be careful at the start. And I've driven this circuit a few hours ago at the start of the Grand Prix with no formation lap, and it is tricky, very very tricky. And I wonder if any of these drivers are going to spin in the first set, so you just want to be careful, don't get the throttle way too early.
Yeah, indeed, because of the cold tyres as well. When you start around 69 to 79 degrees, it's going to be very cold and very difficult for the drivers to get off the line when the lights go out. But it's going to be very interesting. Maybe some crashes, but we'll see when the race starts.
We're quick on our toes for this one because the lights will go out immediately, so we're going to make sure we catch all the action for you. It was a chaotic start last week at the Monza Grand Prix, or will it be even more chaotic here for the Japanese Grand Prix here in Suzuka? We've had different Japanese Grand Prix as well in the past. Suzuka, I think it was introduced back in 2010, 9. I don't know, I think it was one of those. We did have a different Grand Prix at the Japanese Grand Prix. I can't exactly remember what it was called because my memory's not too great, but hopefully I'll remember. Previous winner here, I think it's Valtteri Bottas, yeah, for 2019, as we had COVID in 2020 and 2021 previous season. So previous winner here is Valtteri Bottas. Sebastian Vettel was the man who took pole here in 2019.
Yeah, and during 2019, turn 1 and 2, Leclerc and Verstappen collide on the first lap. Let's see if we get the same kind of energy. The lights go out.
There we go then. Away we go then for the Japanese Grand Prix for the fourth race of the season. Looks like Tom's got a very decent start there, and he's left Raikkonen to defend from Kitasato as we make our way down into turn number 1, heading into turn 2 immediately. The AlphaTauri looking to go down the inside, and they go side by side, but there's a yellow flag already as Tomasetto and Kaz. Tomasetto's been tagged by the Aston Martin. The Ferrari has spun as well, and we've got two people who have spun and been collected by each other, and unfortunately they've been down. What's happened further down?
The Joey and Tomasetto got spun in the first corner. Very difficult.
That's a shame there. Tomasetto, I think he got spun by Root Hullett. The Aston Martin did tag the back, and I think Root Hullett has just spun. Where is he? Where is he?
He's spun on the exit of the
second Lesmo.
two tight rounders. Oh, he spun again.
Second Lesmo. I mean second Degner. Sorry, not second Lesmo. That's the Italian Grand Prix. But look at Ryan in P5 then. I thought he started outside the top 10, but he's made his way up into P5. He did start in 8th place. Top 3 remain as they are, but look at the drivers going off the track, as you can see there, as the tyres are very cold at this stage of the Grand Prix. Look at Darrow in P9 there. He's right behind the Haasman of Kaya. I don't think he set a lap time in that qualifying session, but he's made a lot of places up at the start already. He started down in P18, so yes, he did start in last place, and he's already up into P9.
He started on the mediums. I think most people have started on the hards.
And that's why he's made up a lot of ground and off the start, doing a very good job. As Ryan then is the highest medium runner up into P5, as Thomas set the fastest lap of this race, leading Raikkonen and Kisiso, who remain as they are in the top 3. Simon in the pit lane there, so I wonder if he's made contact with anybody, most likely, because we did see a lot of chaos there into turn number 1.
If this, I can confirm it's a front wing change for Simon in the pit lane. Boxing for the hards.
I think he should have gone for the soft compound tyres, because I don't know how long these tyres can go actually, so we'll have to find out, because if you go on the hard compound tyres, bearing in mind though, if there is a late safety car, you can go back on the mediums because you only done 1 lap on them. But look at that then, Frankie made a mistake then at the exit of Degner 1, went out wide on the exit, but thankfully got back into the second Degner with no problems then, and he's up into 6th place, so he's made up a few positions off the start, looking to hunt down the Red Bull of Ryan, who's on the medium compound tyres there, looking to try and chase these hard runners down before he has to make his pit stop there.
Drivers are very close.
Let's have a look at them, 11th and 12th.
Very close to the Aston Martin LRB, which has made quite a lot of places from the start. I'm pretty sure he started 15th or 16th. He's made quite a lot of places, 6. He's lost a bit of touch there from Darren or Dareth. Let's see how he's going to do here. He's got to hold off the ooh, will he make a move? As Trappy Former, will he go down the inside? No, he tries to stay back behind the Aston Martin driver.
I thought he'd go for a move there because he was right on the back of the rear of the LRB, but I think he might get him down into tier 1. He's vulnerable with no DRS, his LRB, and Trappy Formula then makes his way up into P10 ahead of the Aston Martin driver. Can Kraser follow through soon in the other Williams?
Thomas So gets past Zane on the start finish straight, and Rugil set a fastest lap on the medium tyres.
So Tomasetto and Zane. No, Tomasetto and Aries started P13. No, started P4, and Aries started P5. So those two have dropped down dramatically. We saw those two spin at the early on at the Grand Prix. But talk about spinners. Somebody else has gone for a spin. Who's that? Is that LRB? No.
I'm not too sure. Yeah, LRB went wide then, but I'm not too sure. I know it was an Alpine of Joey. Spun.
That's unfortunate there.
Oh, he's gone off again.
Yeah, Joey's still not adjusted to the wheel yet, so it took a lot of time for him to process that. And we'll look at the battle then, because DRS has been enabled, and there's a big DRS train from P1 down to P9 from Dareth in the FVR, and Trappy Formula. I think Dareth has spun.
He's got damage as well.
Common place to spin there. There's a bit of carbon fibre being lifted up in the air by one of the drivers who just went past. And he breaks that DRS train as well, and he breaks his full wing for good measure. So, fortunately there, he has spun at the exit of Spoon, and he's dropped all the way down into P16. We'll have to make a pit stop to change that front wing. But back at the front then, the top three, close contention of Tom. Tom's under massive pressure, but we've got another yellow flag, and that's Zane.
Zane spun, sector 3 head into the pit lane.
Oh. Yeah, that's a shame there. I think he has.
Not too sure.
A lot of people in this race making a lot of mistakes, as you expect around here at Suzuka, and Dareth has also followed into the pit lane with Zane as well. But
has won on the softs, and Zane's gone on the mediums.
There we are. Then the tyre graphic for you has been shown. But Ryan then, he's stuck in a DRS train. He wants to make the most of those medium compound tyres, try and capitalise on them while they're still in good shape and form and condition. But unfortunately there, being stuck in a DRS train won't progress his way through the field then. So looks like he'll be stuck there for a while before he makes his pit stop. And he's currently under pressure from Frankie right behind. He's dropping out the DRS range as well from Rowan. So he'll be in the clutches of the Haasman very soon.
That may give Frankie a chance to overtake heading into the start-finish straight if he gets close enough. Oh, you know, Ryan's gained a couple tenths and got back into the DRS over Rowan.
It's fluctuation.
Falling away.
The gap is fluctuation between the 1 second mark and the 9/10 mark. So can Ryan just stay contention of the DRS range to defend himself from Frankie, who's on a charge here from starting P8, and somebody else has just spun. I think it's further down the field. On those soft compound tyres as well. So first set's not proving good for anybody.
No, seems to be very difficult out there on the track at the moment. Lots of spinners.
Well, I wonder what Frankie's doing, because he's weaving left and right, so I'm not quite sure what's that about. But Tomasetto then has overtaken LRB, and he moves himself up into P11 then. So a comeback drive from Tomasetto after being spun at the start of the field there. So can he try... Oh, what's happened? Is that... LRB's just spun.
LRB just spun, yeah. On the hard tyres.
Do you know what, Felix? Do you know what I find interesting? Once these drivers make their pit stop, they'll be on cold tyres, and I wonder how that first set is going to feel like with cold stone tyres, because I know a lot of people struggled on lap 1, so they want to push as hard as they can once they come out the pit lane, but they've got to be careful as well not to push too hard.
Yeah, indeed, especially with the ERS. As we can see from Kai, he's got 8% left, so he's used quite a lot in these 5 laps.
Yeah, he has to try to stick with his teammate and Jensen as well, and he's currently almost outside the 1 second range from Jensen, so he needs to desperately try and save some ERS, maybe running a high downforce setup, which is not paying dividends for him, because I know high downforce, low downforce setup, and Ryan spun, he's crashed, and he is out of the Japanese Grand Prix. That could be a safety car, and it is a safety car as well, so that's another driver, it's another driver who spun.
Another driver spun.
In that same place as well.
Yeah. Does Tom pit? No, he stays out.
As you expect on the hards.
Yeah, most people stay. Oh, wow, that was a close decision.
I don't expect these harders to pit.
I think Ryan Gould will box the hards. And
Right.
yes, he's boxing.
Ruhuller then does make his way in the pit lane. Gets a chance to go on the hard compound tyres, but let's see then. I think those tyres can go towards the end. I'm not quite sure. His teammate's
teammate
following
is
him.
also boxing
LRB.
on the hard tyres. I think he doesn't have damage, I don't see. He's gone to softs. That's an
Well,
interesting strategy.
he knows the Hartford is going to pit anyway, and he'll be going on the mediums soon, so he's saving a set of mediums, putting a set of softs in this middle stint, and trying to get the most out of them, and coming in for the medium compound tyres then, so that could be his strategy, because you don't want to put the mediums now, because they won't make it to the end, will they?
Nope, they will not. That's a bit unfortunate there from Ryan. He did well from the start, got up to P5, was it?
Yep.
And he spun under pressure, I'm pretty certain. But he tried his best, and he failed.
Yeah, that's a shame there from Ryan. Like you said, good pace in the Red Bull, but unfortunately just dropped it at the end. Maybe he dipped a wheel on the grass and lit the rear tyres up and just lost the car. Keeping an eye on Frankie in P5, and Frankie himself is doing a good job in P5, gaining up a lot of ground from the start of the race. And his teammate Kaya then will have a chance of saving the EOS because he was dropping from Jensen as he could have not saved the EOS, but he has a second chance in this race to try and save some battery up and try not to use too much of it.
Yeah, so LRB is the only one on soft tyres, and you've got Joey on the mediums, and then that's it. Everyone else is on the hard tyres, so it'll be interesting to see what LRB and Joey can do from the back of the field.
Tom in this early stage of the race defending from Mikey and Kizizzle, but I wonder how he's going to cope in the next few laps because it's just a waiting game for Tom. You know, these guys are just following to settle into an early rhythm and just follow along with the pace before the pit stops start to arise, and that's when you attack in the last part of the race. You don't want to attack now and waste too much time, but I think all the drivers are on the same tyres except LRB and Joey, and LRB's back in the pit lane again, so I wonder what tyre is going to stick on. And it is hard. He's back on the hard compound tyres.
So is Joey. So everyone is now on the hard tyres.
Maybe it's a case of maybe a case of just getting rid of emulating that rule of using one more tyre compound. So he's done that. Put the softs on.
I think they might go very long into this race now. Then hope for a safety car, maybe possibly, so gain all those positions after having a poor start.
Can those hard compound tyres go towards the end? I'm not quite sure because I've not done any race practice. It is going to be very difficult indeed, but they've got the mediums left if they want to. If those hard car goes to the end, it doesn't matter anyway because they're on the same strategy as everybody else. But theoretically, Joey, LRB don't have to pit again. It all depends on the tyre wear because they've got rid of that one rule where you have to change one more tyre compound. So they're on the same strategy, but they don't have to pit, if that makes sense.
So can Zane and Dareth.
Very true.
As well, I'm pretty certain.
Yeah, Dareth, I think he went on the soft compound tyres for a few laps, as you saw. So has he got the pace to slice his way through the field? Yeah. So he could go to the hards. Oh, he could go to the end of those hards if he wants to, if he can.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens at the start of this. Let's see if Tom can get a good start, or if Reiki can catch Tom napping and get a good start, but we will see. As I think there'll be another lap. The safety car.
Yeah, we're waiting for Dareth to come.
Yeah.
So, P11 upwards have to stop one more time because they haven't made their pit stop and they need to go to the medium compound tyres. Ruhuller, I dare say, could go towards the end in P12. He's on one lap old hard and it's going to be behind the safety cars, so he hasn't taken too much life out of those tyres. So it looks like he's in good shape to be in P12, and those guys in the top 11 will be pitting around lap 15, 16 to go to the medium compound tyres, do you think? As Dareth has left. Hopefully he can rejoin this session. Looks like Joey spun at the final corner because he's just lost the place towards Zane. So Joey there, unfortunately there, dropping the car behind the safety car and has allowed Zane to go past him. And hopefully Dareth can make his way back in the session. He's caught up with his AI, but the safety car will be coming in towards the end of this lap. And we'll be going towards lap 9 towards the end to see who could take the victory. Will it be Tom, Reiki or Kizizzle? Big DRS train at the start of the race. Might see another one as well. Everyone on the hard compound tyres, P12 downwards, have pitted for at least more than one tyre compound, so theoretically they don't have to pit again unless the tyre wear is bad and they go on the medium compound tyres if they have to. Huller could go to the end because he's on a 2-lap old tyres. He's only done 2 laps on these tyres behind the safety car, so he hasn't taken too much life out of those. But it could be an interesting restart towards the end of this lap.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry about that. I had headset troubles.
It's all good.
But yeah, I think this is the final lap of the safety car where everyone has to warm up the tyres. Let's see who has the best warm up they can do. To see if they have the tyre temps to pass the driver in front of them for the start.
Here we go then. It's going to be an interesting restart. Will anybody make a mistake down at the first sector after not fully warming up those tyres? It's very crucial to get those tyres up to temperature as well. You can see some people just burn off the fuel there because you can save a lot of fuel under the safety car. These drivers like to underfuel the car, try and make it as light as possible, but the safety car is coming in towards the end of this lap. There will be any more drama, I wonder, as we head towards the final few corners of this lap 8. Racing will be resumed then to start lap 9. We're 20 laps to go in this race. Can't wait to see how it all pans out, but here we go then. Tom will decide when everybody goes. Gonna be careful of that bump at the restart because it can catch a lot of people out. Will anybody be too greedy on the throttle, I wonder? And Tom is gonna go right now. Look at the Mercedes going side by side with the Alfa Romeo, making it 3 wide. Look at that! Look at that! They're 4 wide into turn 1 now. The settle with Trappy Formula into P5. But here we go then.
Into P5 with Jensen going around the outside of
Frankie.
Let's see if he gets the position.
And he does.
He does. Frankie's lost 2 places off the start just then.
Also lucky for Frankie. Probably got caught up at the safety car restart, but can he get those positions back then? I wonder. But Trappy Formula, good restart for him. He's up into P5. I did think he started P17. No, he didn't. He started P8, sorry, in this race. No, he did start P17. So look how many positions he gained in this race already, and looking in good shape and form so far. Good start indeed from the Williams.
Well, but it seems to be the same as the start as a DRS train, as everyone can't seem to get just close enough to overtake the car in front of them. Ooh,
look at Frankie.
Frankie seems very close.
Let's have a look at him, and he hasn't got the straight line speed to try and overtake Jensen as we head into Spoon then. No, he slots behind him for the time being.
He made him go deep. He's behind his tail. He seems to have bad exit.
You can see there deploying the ERS then as he tries to slipstream Jensen. Can he make his move down into turn number, the last few corners, turn 16, 17? And here we go then. Look at Frankie. He doesn't go down the inside. Well, will he go down the inside? Let's go have an onboard view because I can't see from here. Where is he?
Oh, Trappy got a 3-second time penalty.
Unfortunate there from Trappy Formula, but DRS will be enabled the next lap, not this lap. It will take 2 laps to try and reopen the DRS. Frankie will ideally love it after losing 2 places at the start. He got swallowed by those guys there, making it 3 wide. Almost lost a place to his teammate as well in P8, but I think those two are in a party together. So Kaya did stay behind Frankie, otherwise it makes his pain even more, and put him down into P8 from P5. He lost 2 places there to Frankie, but can he gain them back?
It seems that the LRB's lost a bit of ground from his teammate, and he's lost quite a bit of time. So Zane seems to be quite close up to his tail. With Joey as well, he seems to be doing alright, as Dareth has lost lots of time to Joey. Let's see if Simon can gain any more positions from after full start of the race.
17 drivers then still in this race, and Simon is right behind Dareth then. Can he make a move on him going into Spoon? Or before Spoon?
Yeah, seems to be going inside of him.
I think he's left the session as Dareth. I remember him leaving the session, so that's why he's not a solid car. But look at Fraser that he's...
I think he's still racing.
I'm not quite sure. We'll have a look aboard with him soon, but I think Fraser lining up the AlphaTauri. Nope. He's not going to go down the inside on that occasion. Fraser brakes, Tomasetto brakes as late as he can to prevent the Williams from overtaking. But looks like Fraser's got a decent exit there. He's tucked in right behind Tomasetto. But looks like he's used the ERS to pull away slightly from Krazer. He remains in P9.
Enabled. So drivers next lap will be able to use that DRS to try and gain a bit of an advantage in speed to overtake the car in front.
Massive DRS trade from P1 to down to P15 then, so it could be perilously close between these guys in the midfield as well. All stuck in one big DRS trade. That's the problem around here at Suzuka, but mistakes are easily made in this Grand Prix if you put the pressure on. The person that can do most about it is Raikkonen in P2. He can decide whether he wants to take the lead or not. Oh, somebody's crashed, and that's an AlphaTauri. That's Jensen, who's gone for a spin.
Jensen. Lost his entire front wing there.
And he's broken the DRS trade as well, because Frankie's 1.2 behind Trappy Formula, so he was in P6 at the time being, but unfortunately there.
Gain that couple tenths back into the DRS train, but at the moment in time he seems to be losing it. And if he doesn't have the pace, he's going to be losing even more. His teammate might pass him.
Yeah, indeed, and Kaya looks like he's better on the ERS than he was at the first half of the race then, so Frankie then, pivotal for him to get back into the DRS, because if he's not, like you said, it's very hard to catch without having DRS then, so he's just on the verge of having DRS, needs to make sure he's just under a tenth, or make sure he's not over a tenth. It looks like he's 1 second, but he's got DRS then on this lap, so he can try and claw his way back.
To Tom, he's about to make the move, and he gets the position done.
And he takes the lead.
This is second to the leaders. Oh, he's gained that time back as Rowan almost gets the move as well on Kai.
Yeah, he was close to the back of Kai as Jensen retired the pit lane.
In the pit lane, yes, okay.
So both Mercedes then.
It seems as Frankie's gained the gap into within a second of the Chappie Formula. He's now rejoined the DRS train.
Chappie Formula, the only man in the field who has a 3-second time penalty. Look at the Mercedes then of Tom right to the back of Raikkonen then. So just he's got a lot of ERS at his disposal. What's happened there?
Close. No, Kai on my screen. Kai got very close to the back of Tom.
It looked to me on my screen. Tom liked a bit.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like Raiki's got just above 50% as we see Tom has 100 and Kai has 83%. So it's going to be interesting on how Raiki's going to save that ERS to defend from the field behind him.
It's hard to save ERS when you're out there in the race lead and nobody to get the DRS to slipstream from. So will Raikkonen have to give the place back and try and save DRS? Problem is though, you can see Kai Rowan is right behind as Kaya picks up a penalty. So
as we see Tom in the DRS heading to start finish straight into turn 1, will he make the move?
And yes, he will.
He does. As Thomas Leto sets a new fastest lap in the AlphaTauri.
So Raikkonen now he's tucked in right behind Tom. What's his strategy going to be? Will he sit behind him for a little bit, try and recollect, re-energize that ERS he lost at the tried to overtake Tom? But yeah, he did use a lot of ERS. Did Raikkonen. Now he's got to save it, but the problem is Kaziso is right behind him, so he can't afford to sit back too long, otherwise Kaziso will pounce on him. Kaziso is also under pressure himself by Rowan. Both Mercedes has picked up podiums this season, with Tom in first place and Rowan in third place, so both Mercedes looking really good in the constructors, because I think they should be leading constructors, and Haas is not too far behind either. They're in P6 and P7. Frankie looking to gain back the position he lost from Chappie Formula to get himself back up into P5. And Chappie Formula himself is in the DRS range of Rowan, so all tucked in right behind each other. But it's going to be very interesting towards the late stage of the race when everybody is going to put an attack at each other. But Tom's pulling away slightly, using that ERS to his advantage.
It's a 3-second time penalty in position in 10th place as he's behind Kriza, and he's got Ruti Gilt right on his tail, about 7th behind.
And look at Kaz there, you can see Raikkonen using the ERS to just pull away from him on that final corner, gets a good launch out of the final corner.
Fastest lap is a 32.1. But it seems like everyone's now locked into place as the DRS train's now started again. Let's see if anyone makes any mistakes heading to this F section of corners. Oh, Bit of a mistake there from Kaiser, he's went wide, and Aries got the position. Aries went up now to P9 as Kaiser went wide around turn 4 or 5. And Zane's lost a bit of time as well as Joey gets past LRB as he makes a mistake. He went wide, he's now on the gravel.
As we head in the hairpin with the top 6 then, who are close contention of each other. Because this is our last time around, he was very close towards Mikey, but Mikey then has just pulled away slightly, has got himself edged back towards Tom. And look at Choppy Formula's ERS status, he is quite low, so he will be vulnerable on this straight and the next one. He goes wide as well with understeer.
So Frankie's ERS isn't looking too good either with 20%.
He knows.
His teammate Kaya.
He knows that he's low on the ERS. He'll try and get him as quickly as he can. And bit of contact there. Frankie.
Oh, he's going for the move. Will he get the good exit?
And
he's
no.
falling into the pits.
Right dead.
So the Haas. That was very close. So the Haas of Kaya and Choppy Form will head into the pits. See what they go on as Frankie now moves up to P5. As the Haas goes on to mediums, and Choppy Formula goes on to, I think, mediums as well, yes. Yeah,
soft core goes towards the end, so medium tyres for them, looking to do the undercut as they were in the DRS trade as Dareth goes past them. They need to get past him as quickly as he can, so they don't get hold up behind Dareth, but he is a ghost of car. Yeah, he is not in the session, that's his AI driving the car, so they get past easily.
Yeah.
But
so P6 has lost. Oh, spin. Oh, Kreis has lost it. P10, he spun. Heading up to the hairpin.
Second Degner.
Second Degner. Lost quite a lot of positions there. He was very high up the field. That's ruined his race now.
The top 3 will have to make their pit stops very shortly now to respond to the undercut from Choppy Formula and Kaya. We try to warm up their tyres as quickly as they can so they can start pushing on them before these guys make their pit stops then. So let's see which one of these guys in the top 5 will respond, because we did see Choppy Formula and Kaya were in the DRS range of these guys. And let's see then who else will pit in this top 5. I think they should come to the pit this lap. No, they stay out there for an extra few laps.
The Haas has came to the pit to Frankie. He was out a second, so I think he's now also doing the undercut. Let's see where he comes out. The likes of Choppy Formula and Kaya. As Choppy Formula now moves up to P14 after overtaking the AI of Dareth. So does the Haas of Kaya. Let's see where they come out of the pits. Does he stay ahead? No, he does not. The Haas of Frankie's behind.
No, he gets ahead of Choppy Formula.
He gets ahead. Never mind, I got the wrong Williams.
Yeah, so Choppy Formula, the undercut has not worked for Choppy Formula, but bearing in mind though, Frankie has got to warm up those tyres, so he needs to warm up those tyres. It's Joey.
As Joey's spun. Oh, Joey.
Oh, contact's been made and he's got sent into a spin! No! And look at the Haas going side by side, they push each other off the track, he's going in the wall! And he's crashed!
That was not right there from Choppy Formula as he's caused both crashes there basically, taking both Haas out.
Wow, that's just... No, I don't understand, because just needs to be patient. There's not, you can't overtake there unless you're fully alongside, but come on, you pushed him to the corner. You know his tyres are cold. He just pushed him to the corner. Then the other Haas, a terrible race from unfortunately for both Haas's there. Not what you want to see whatsoever.
Well. P6 and P7 I think it was, or is it P5 and 6, looking to get some decent points, and they've had a bit of a shambles really.
Just throwing away a lot of points as both Haas well. That will be investigated after the race. I'm sure the viewers in this comment section as well will not be happy seeing that. Our last week's race winner Frankie has taken a bit of pain.
Lots of people in the pits. I think most of the top 5 went in the pits, top 6 went in the pits. The only people that stayed out.
And Root Hullett. Yeah, Root Hullett has taken the lead. The Finishman has taken the lead of the Grand Prix, but he's on the old hard compound tyres and he'll be under pressure from these medium runners very shortly. So I wonder how it's going to be. Not ideal for Ruhler because once these guys will make their pit stops, he'll be leading this race by a long shot as well. But unfortunately, the safety cars came at the wrong time for him. He does have track position, but I dare say he'll be ended up falling down the order with these guys on a brand new set of medium compound tyres. So I've seen this situation before. So if Tom at the safety car restart needs to get past him as quickly as he can, don't want to get stuck behind him. So does Raikki as well. And if once Tom follows through, Raikki will have to get past him as Kizzel will have to follow through very quickly, otherwise they'll lose their touch towards Tom.
Yeah, so as we see, Ruhiller is going to be very interesting, and there's now a new obstacle in the race as we now get to see if Tom, Raikki and Kai can do well and get past Ruhiller, but we'll see. We will see.
It's going to be very interesting then.
Rowan's lost a place to Tomazetto in P5. That's the Martin. Oh, not the Aston Martin. The AlphaTauri making up one place there on the Mercedes driver.
The Mercedes has lost that place because he had to double stop behind Tom, so that's explaining why Tomazetto is in P5 ahead of the Mercedes of Rowan. So not ideal. We saw this at the Bahrain Grand Prix where both AlphaTauris had to double stack, and unfortunately Jensen fallen down into P12 where his teammate had the advantage, and that's when he went on to take the podium. It wasn't Tomazetto, it was somebody else in the AlphaTauri. I think it was Santeri. Oh, what's happened here? The Trappy Formula had Frankie and Dareth there. All caused a big car park.
The traffic jam.
Come on, both Hasses are close together, and hopefully they don't purposely take each other out. Don't want to be seeing that.
No. But yeah, I think Traffic Foam is looking at another penalty after the race, after that collision with Kaya and Frankie. So he might be dropping down the order after the race.
I wonder how much of a nuisance Hullet will be for those guys behind. How much will he defend from these guys behind on these old hard compound tyres? Very difficult to overtake around here, but they have to get past him as quickly as he can. And Trappy Formula trying to overtake the AI. That's probably the reason why they're slowing down, because they want to get past Dareth's AI. Somebody needs to tell Dareth to get back in the session so we can either retire in the pit lane or stay in the race, because the AI is causing a problem.
It might be having internet issues. Oh, Kaya has left the session. Not surprised after what's happened.
Yeah, both good to Stein. I will not be happy seeing that one.
Indeed. Some doors will be smashed.
Smashed his car on the wall, unfortunately there, Kaya, but
I think the safety car may come in this lap, as there is no more people we have to wait for. Ruhiller has the lead. Let's see what you can do on the start, and let's see if you can hold up the three main contenders of the race to win. But we'll see, and I think some crashes might happen, but we will see.
Kaya has joined back probably to guide his teammate Frankie in P9. So nice of him to join back there. But here we go then for the safety car. I think he's coming in this lap. It hasn't popped up yet on our screens, has it?
I think it's no. I think
yes, it is.
Oh no, it is. That's a very late decision now from the FIA.
There we go then. So the Aston Martin of Ruhller will lead them away. How quickly would these guys overtake Ruhller, and will they get stuck behind him? Probably denting their chances of winning this race if they get stuck behind him. But Tom then, his assignment is to get past him as quickly as he can, preferably down at turn 1. And Ruhller could be a roadblock to the guys behind as well in that first sector. Frankie spun.
Oh no.
Here we go, the safety car is underway, and off we go then for the second safety car restart. And off we go. Look at Kizzel then, right behind Raikki as we make our way down into turn number 1 we go. Does Raikki outbrake himself? No, he doesn't, and Kaz stays behind into P4 we go. And Tom does not get.
Whoa, lots of penalties here. Choppy Fulmer's out the race.
Oh, not another safety car, please. Oh, Kaz there almost lost the rear end of the car there. But,
big spin. Joey and Frankie.
Joey Frankie unfortunately there has spun, but look at Tom then, right behind Ruhller. He did not get him into turn number 1 as Frankie's retired then, unfortunately for him. A nice Dutchman indeed, but unfortunately there, both Hasses had a shock of a race after taking a lot of points away at the Italian Grand Prix. Tom, down the inside he goes then, it's the hairpin we go. on board with Reiki then.
Will Riker be able to make a move from the Spatlin ahead?
Will he benefit, I wonder?
Be able to make a move.
It's going to be so interesting. I'm going to go on board with Kizuzo here, so I can keep an eye on all three of them. But look at Tom then. You can see he definitely wants to overtake Will Hullet, so to get stuck behind him furthermore. And these guys are so close in contention here. Any of these guys could come into contact with these guys battling. But Tom then, can he get into the final corner?
Will Tom make a move into 130R? No, we'll have to wait till the final corner. Well, is he going to go down the inside? He's going to run. Oh, he's going. Oh, very close. Oh, Kai makes a move around the outside of Ricky. He gets the do. Oh, some touching's going on.
Argy-bargy between the two there, but Kizuzo then made his move around the outside, and he's done it, Kaz.
He's got the move done. Got a good move there from Kaz right there. Will Ricky make the move back though? No, he will not. He backs away. Good move there from Kai.
Will Hullet uses all of his experience there to defend from Tom, Kaz and Reiki with 7 laps to go in this race then. So he's trying his best to try to stay in first place despite being on the older hard compound tyres. Doing a fantastic job with the defending, must be said. He's not all over the place, he's defending very fairly and he's still in first place. But would that be undone with the DRS, because DRS will be enabled very shortly, if not now. And there'll be a assisted duck down the straight because Tom, Reiki and Kaz are right behind. You can see that Tom up his rear end, and for the second...
I think he might go for the... No, he's not going to be. He's not going to risk it right there. But
and look at Rowan! Go down the inside of Reiki!
Oh, not Rowan. Rowan and Reiki. Will he get the move done? Oh, some touching's going on. Argy-bargy. But Rowan gets the move done there on the McLaren. He seems to be falling down the order here. I think he's losing his head. He's not in the zone.
I think Reiki there may have had some contact with the Mercedes, because when on the ball we had a massive tap from the Mercedes. But look at that then! Here comes Tom in 130R! It's so close, but doesn't make the move.
Oh, he's going on the outside though. Will Kai be able to make a move on these two?
And Tom goes down the inside the final corner. Look at Will Hullet there. Does he get a better exit? I don't think he does there. But look at Kaz there, right in the mix there, as Will Hullet defends as much as he can. DRS is enabled this lap as Tom and Will Hullet go side by side. Here comes Kaz then. He wants to make this move, does Kaz? Look at this!
Kai needs to get the move done now, otherwise he will lose touch with Tom.
Bit of contact there. Oh, look at that! The Reiki's coming back down the inside. He can't make it stick though, and Rowan stays ahead for the time being there. So that was intense between the top 3 there. Kept it all clean, and I thought Kaz would have fancied 2. Yeah, I thought Kaz would make 2 for 1 positions there ahead of top of group. But Tom Kaz then, can he win this race? His first win of the season. He tried in Bahrain. Didn't go his way after a spin in the final few laps of the race, cost him at the podium. Rowan is right behind Will Hullet, and there he goes, down the inside he goes then.
Inside. Oh, touch.
Kamui Kobayashi style. And there we go.
Oh! He's hit the wall.
What if they both made contact there, did Will Hullet and Rowan?
Now Reiki's got past him as well. Have the audio glitch.
Yeah, I have the audio glitch too, unfortunately can't do anything about it. But Thomas Seto then, right behind Will Hullet as he's drained his ERS, but...
Oh, will Kai make a move this lap? He's very close to Tom.
We'll have DRS this lap as Thomas Seto has got past, barging his way past, as Will Hullet's on the gravel. There's Aries that are around the outside of Thomas Seto.
Simon on the outside. Has Kai made the move? No, he's not made the move. Aries has gone around that side of Thomas Seto.
Yeah, most importantly the battle between the top 2, between Kazizel and Tom. Tom's led the majority of this race then. Can he defend with 5 laps to go against Kazizel? He's had Reiki in the back of him, now he's got Kaz in the back of him. Rowan's there in P3 to make it a second consecutive podium, or third one, I don't know, they've taken so many podiums this season, has both Mercedes there, especially back in Bahrain as well, so could be the 3rd double podium there for Mercedes if they keep it like this, because they didn't have one back in Monza after Tom got hit the start of the race. But he's came back in style, has Tom. Did not let the Monza Grand Prix phase him, but he's still got a lot of work to do from defending from Kaz. Can Kaz try to take his first win of the season after suffering from the last few races, and this one could be his best opportunity yet. We'll see. Can Reiki get back on the podium after fighting Tom majority of this race, but didn't quite go his way after the safety car restart? getting passed by Kisiso around the outside. It's the final corner. And Kaz there took plenty of opportunity and bravery to go around the outside. Made his move stick on Reiki, and now he's putting pressure on Tom. It's going to be interesting towards the last few laps of this race. And they're both roughly on the same ERS as Kaz. Kaz can afford to stay behind him for a few laps to try and save the ERS until the last few laps of this race. And Zane has got past LRB as Aries has set the fastest lap of the race in P5, putting pressure on Reiki. Is Rowan able to stay the DRS range of Kasiso? If he isn't, he'll be under pressure from Reiki because he's 9 tenths behind of Kaz. So it's important for him to stay in the DRS range, otherwise he'll be under massive pressure from Reiki and Aries.
It seems that we have 12 drivers in the race left with just 4 laps left. So let's see if Kai can make a move for the first position. But we will see, as he only has 4 laps and he's 4 tenths behind. Does he have enough ERS? Does he have enough speed to overtake Tom, which is on outstanding form at the moment?
And we've got a spinner, that is Joey, down in P12 there.
I think he might, no, he's carrying on.
His battle's going down.
Race, we have Aries with a penalty, Dareth and, not Dareth, sorry, LRB. Riser and Joey, but they're most at the points. Yellow flags at the 2, that's Joey again, that's one.
It's unfortunate
like
there.
Difficult race today.
He's getting used to the wheel and he's also doing no assist as well, so that's 2 reasons why he is struggling. However, the battle for P3 intensifies for the final podium positions between Reiki and Rowan. Rowan is just able to stick in the DRS range of Kai. But here comes Reiki. They might fancy his chances down at turn number 1, but he runs out of straight to do so and therefore can't get past him into T1. And Rowan there just under massive pressure from Reiki. Reiki looking to gain back the podium after being his second most of the race, but unfortunately they got taken away from it in the final corner after he made a mistake, and Reiki and Rowan took advantage going down the inside of the hairpin, where we saw Kimura Kobayashi make all his moves down there to try to claim the podium at the 2012 Japanese Grand Prix. And Reiki hunted Rowan down, desperately wanted a podium after showing good pace for the whole race. He was lucky to take on Tom in the last few laps of the race. That's what he was planning, being in second place, exchanging positions from first to second.
There's the big lock up there. As Joey goes onto the soft tyres, very interesting, but I don't think anything can happen there. He might be heading for the fastest lap of the race, but we will see.
Only option there for Joey to take the fastest lap after making quite a few mistakes around here as Azuka's Frankie has left the session. So disappointing race for both Hasses there. Their first double retirement, their first retirement of the season. They were looking so good this season, the first few races, especially when he took his first win in Monza, when it's gone all down the drain in this Japanese Grand Prix. After that first pit stop where his track performance, determination to get past Frankie was a bit too much, and unfortunately sent him into a spin.
2 laps left of this race. Will cars make a move on Tom? But they both seem to have this same amount of ERS. I think Tom might I think Tom might keep doing well. I think he might win this race. He has enough ERS to do so. I think he might win. Oh, Rowan's lost the second, almost, to Kaz, leaving 2. As Reiki's right on the tail. Rowan needs this DRS to stay ahead of Reiki, as Reiki will get that podium with easy DRS.
Reiki's been threatened in the move because he's buying right up his gearbox down into turn number 1, so just waiting for that perfect opportunity to try to take Rowan. Rowan, oh look at that, Kaz going for the move down the inside, unexpected place to be overtaken there, but Tom with the ERS, can he fight back? No he can't, and Kaz then takes the lead off the Grand Prix ahead of Tom, but he has got the ERS, like you said, they've both got a healthy amount of ERSs, so Kaz there, unexpected place down the inside. I was expecting to move on the straight, but no, he took it at the hairpin.
Caught him off guard there, heading towards the hairpin. That means then Rowan now is back in the DRS, which means Reiki's chances of getting a podium is slowly falling away. But will Tom make a move, heading into the final corner?
It's nice to see.
Back.
it's nice to see a move being made in a different place there, especially down at the hairpin there. So I would love to see that on board again from Kai. But now he's got 2 laps to defend from Tom, and Tom is using the DRS, and that's going to be an easy move because he's got massive overspeed on the Alfa Romeo there, and he will take P1 back away from Kai. So it looks like Tom's got good straight line speed. Kai probably has better downforce on the Alfa Romeo. That's how he was able to get him down into hairpin.
Oh, yellow flag set to that's Joey again. I think Kai was saving his ERS that lap then. I think he wants his DRS for the final lap so that Tom doesn't get a chance to overtake. So I think these last 2 laps is where they're going to use all this ERS to gain the advantage.
Oh, Tom, can be very careful not to pick up a penalty there.
I think that's his 2nd warning this race, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, 1 more warning, that's a penalty for Tom. I do feel a bit bad for Raikki there after losing out, but he's got his last chance to try and make up the final paying podium positions. Maybe if these 2 come into contact, you never know, Rowan could win this race and Raikki could take P3 away. But this is going to be so interesting towards the end of this dying race here. Top 5 all close with each other.
He's using all of his ERS here, heading into 130R to get close to Tom. His battery is now down to 50%. Well, is he going to make a move?
Oh!
Ooh, he thought of it.
Needs a clean exit here to try and overtake Tom down into turn 1. He will take his first win of the season. But here we go then, on the final lap of this race. Tom, they're draining their batteries. Tom sets the fastest lap of the race unexpectedly. We can see that Kaz is struggling to get him to DRS.
Oh no, he's backed off. Oh, he's going for the loop.
Oh, it's so close between the 2. And Kaz has got down the inside of Tom. He's done it.
He gets the move done. What a move there from Kai to take first place, heading into the first 2 corners. Incredible.
Wow, I thought it'd be difficult for him because Tom's he just had a lot of straight line speed to defend from Kai. With the DRS, the slipstream from Kai, he was just unable to have massive overspeed on Tom there. But still, Tom's still got a chance in this race. Try and take it back down to the final few corners. 130 yards, another one if he's got good straight line speed. But Kai then needs a decent exit out these corners. Can't afford to make any mistakes. We've seen him drop it at the last lap before from the podium in Bahrain. Can't afford to do that this time because it's a big opportunity to win this race. But Tom's still on the hunt here to try and reclaim the lead of this race. Will Tom take his 3rd win of the season, or will Kaz take his 1st win of the season? We'll find out then. This last straight will determine it all. Can Tom get a decent exit? Looks like he had a bit of a struggle out there. They'll be both.
Like he's lost time to Rowan. Seems like he's lost that 3rd place. As Rowan looks like he's got a definite 3rd place, and as heading up to the final corner, will Tom make a move? No, he does not. He stays behind as they're both running very low in the ERS.
And Kaz then will make his way towards the line to win the Japanese Grand Prix ahead of Tom. And Rowan will come into 3rd place ahead of Raikki. Aries in P5 ahead of Tomasetto in P6. Simon in P7 from the back of the grid in P8 from Zayn. LRB, Glazer, Dareth, who is not even in the session but finishes in P11. And Joey has spun again at the final corner. But it's a double Mercedes podium for the 3rd time this season. And they continue to extend the constructors. And congratulations towards Kizizel. That'd be a massive confidence booster for him going on to the next few races. Yeah,
he also got the fastest lap.
He did a fantastic job to get the fastest lap as well, and I'm happy for Kai. Finally got his 1st win of the season and deserves it thoroughly. Planned his moves correctly down at turn 1, turn 2. Shows some decent pace, and his teammate gets the driver of the day.
Good race there from Kai. Good race there from everybody. Some crashes and mistakes, but at the end of the day, it was a good race.
It was a good race. I enjoyed it, and hopefully you guys as well have enjoyed this Grand Prix. And we round off the Japanese Grand Prix then, and we'll see what the next race is. It is, I'll have a look, double Mercedes podium like I said. Raikki unable to take the podium away from Rowan, so Rowan did a good job defending there against Raikki. Sorry about this, my phone's messing up again, being very slow. But the next race is, the calendar is here. The next race is at the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. This is going to be a very interesting one to watch, so make sure you join us at Silverstone on the 25th and 26th of August. before the Belgian Grand Prix, which is in round 6, and also on the weekend as well, the Belgian Grand Prix for Formula 1 as they make their return from the summer break. Join us next week, and thank you so much, Felix, for commentating with me. It's a pleasure to commentate with you for the first time.
Been a pleasure.
That's us done then. We'll sign out and see you all next week. Have a good weekend and take care.